Alright, welcome to another figure updates video. Alright, so guys, there's a lot of things I need to update you guys about, but for these figure updates video, I'm gonna condense it. Usually I do one super long video and I chop it all the way down. It's yeah, I can't really do that anymore, but I could do these shorter and look after maybe one or two figures. So I to make the videos a lot shorter, so that is something that I'm gonna just do instead. That's something I could do a lot more frequently, as I don't have as much long periods of time, but I have more short spurts in me. So yes. So for this video in particular, you know what? I miss what the one hobby. I made this whole long video about it, and I just stopped like halfway. I was like, I I just couldn't do it no more. But and then what happened this past weekend? We had the Anime Expo. So there's a ton of figures that we could be talking about. But for this one in particular, what do I personally go after as a collector? So as I run out more space, as I start to collecting more white shorts cards, more Bushiroad products, like Rebirth for You, my anime figure allocation has all of a sudden become like basically like for like almost close to 100% of my collectibles to now I only want to collect about like 20% versus like 80% cards. So cards in particular for myself is just I don't know, it's just a lot more active and I could collect more of it because they're smaller and it's just a fun game to play as like a side thing to flip certain things. It's a lot more fun. Anime figures in general, they're a lot bigger, so and plus my room, I only want to. I mean, I live in a house, but I don't want to, put it everywhere in my house. I just want to put it like in my room. So I'm gonna be getting rid of some figures. That was always been the plan. So I'll probably get rid of a few bunny figures. I've been getting rid of some action figures here and there. So that is gonna be the plan. About 20% anime figures versus maybe like 80% like cards. So what do I value the most? I value, the uniqueness of the figure, and I'm becoming more and more open to buying and collecting figures where I don't necessarily know uh I don't have that personal connection, but I really like the artwork. So Chun-Li in particular, Street Fighter, I've known Street Fighter for like so damn long. So this is the Max Factory Chun-Li 1/6 scale, and then they had this sculpt up for like the longest time that wasn't painted in. So now it's fully painted in, but they haven't given us like more pictures. There's really only one picture, guys. And it is this one. So they give us this one, and then I guess a picture came up at the Anime Expo. So someone took a picture there as well, but it's the same exact angle. They didn't take more pictures of it, but I'm very thankful that there is a picture, though. I'm not trying to hate or anything like that. But right here, though, what makes this one pretty unique and what makes Max Factory a little bit more unique too is like they don't make that much scale figures. You can see Max Factory, they make a lot more like pop-up parades. Um they help make out like Nendoroids and stuff like that and Figmas. And those like other kind of Good Smile, Umbrella, whatever kind of figures. But this one's very, very unique because this one looks a lot more like a lot of Chun-Li figures. There's just a lot of different variations of her. And if I could condense it down, this is the more subtle, more sweet-hearted looking figure. I know some people, they don't really maybe like the base down here and what she's sitting on, but I mean, that's not really, those are just like kind of an add-on. Really, it comes down to her pose, how she's sitting down, and how her face looks. So my biggest thing for her in particular is, how is her face going to look at like different angles? So this one right here, I mean, just look at the eyebrows, how they painted in her eyebrows. If they could get this level of detail down where it looks like she legitimately had her eyebrows done, I mean, I love it. I love this figure. I've loved this figure before it was even painted in. Now it's like confirmed. But a lot of the painting quality, what that comes down to is uh I always want to keep an eye out, especially where the blue paint and then the gold paint, the kind of metallic paint right here. There's always like a crossover overlapping, and that's where things can get a little bit messy. So this picture right here, we have it zoomed in a little bit. You can kind of tell right here, right? That is just my level of concern in terms of the little fine details of the paint quality. But as the face for this one picture that we have, and especially of the prototype picture here, I mean, it looks pretty good. It's in a really bright light, so her face is like really glowing. So it's kind of hard to tell there, but I love how they sculpted in her hair. It looks amazing. It looks like the artwork that was on the screen is now fully 3D in real life, and that is great. And you kind of have her little bun thing right here, right? So it's all kind of flowing there. It's looking pretty damn good. So for this figure, I mean, I want to go after, you know, more rare, sought out figures that has can potentially hold a lot of value. So I want to mesh and squeeze as much of what I want out of figure. Like I'm not gonna be as lenient because I'm just limited. I'm just limited on space. I'm limited on what I want to do, on how I want to collect. I'm not gonna do as much review videos anymore. I don't really have time to do every single one, but if there's something that pops up that I really want to do, like I'm really want this bastard, the Dark Schneider figure for Metacost. That's gonna be my first Metacost scale too. So I really actually want to make a video for that. So I'm gonna make time to make that one whenever that comes out. But for majority of these other figures that I have, they're just gonna be on a blog instead. It is what it is, guys. And some of the stuff, like, I'm just gonna keep in the box. Like, I'm just gonna keep it fresh, brand new in the box, and that's how I'm gonna keep probably most of my One Piece figures, especially as I'm catching up more and more on the anime. I might just skip to the manga in some parts, so some parts in One Piece they could just drag on. I'm kind of at that point now. Like, I'm still stuck at the early like 200 episodes, so it's gonna take me a long time to get through all that. But yeah, this Chun-Li figure, it really represents how I want to collect and, kind of invest. It Yeah, so she kind of fits that mold. If I can find stuff out there that can be very rare from a company like Max Factory that doesn't make a ton of scale figures, I want to get those. And the artwork, ultimately it comes down to the artwork too, right? I mean, when you have the artwork and then you have the value of what I think it can be and the appreciation of that over time, that all blends together to make a really great, you know, I, a great figure, a great buy, a great investment and collecting part for me. So that's just how I feel about it. As you guys can see, it's been a while since I made one of these videos. But this is what I want to do now for these figure updates videos. I'm going to strictly go more and more towards ones that I want to talk about the most. But if there's anything you guys want me to talk about in particular, I might be open to that if it really piques my interest. But yeah, guys, this video right here is going to be probably under 10 minutes. So I really like that time frame for most of these videos. Let me know what you guys think about Chun-Li. Let me know. I'm about like 2 years. I'm only like 2 years into anime figure collecting. It's been fun, but I'm now here to branch out and collect a lot of things. That's always been the plan, especially for my blog otakusen.com. It says anime and collectibles. So I like value. I like buying figures for the cheap. As I've been 2 years into this, I've realized how much, if I just stay patient in some figures, I can actually save a ton of money and find deals and find figures that bend hard. Like the Akaza scale. Like, I love that figure so much, but that figure bends so much. Like, I could have got that scale. Like, Nin game had a deal where Akaza was like under $100. And I was like, oh my god. If I can wait for a lot of these figures, especially when they're not as popular. Um, but at the same time, I want something like this Chun-Li. If I think that she, as long as she doesn't like overprice and she's kind of like at market price, I really think a figure like her and the IP value of her is just going to be tremendous, because I think a figure like this can rise to the top if it all turns out to be okay, which so far from this one picture it looks good, and from the Anime Expo, of course, on these conventions and stuff, they're going to put the best foot forward. And they're probably, to mass manufacture it, they might change some things, but as far as I can tell in this picture, whoever took this one, shout out to you, man, appreciate it so much. She looks freaking amazing. And yeah, man, that's all I really have to say. Appreciate you guys watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Check out my blog, otakusin.com. I've been collecting a crap ton of cards, so I'm starting to blog about that on the website too, if you guys want to check that out. And you ever want to get into like card collecting, it's amazing artwork, plastic and cardboard. Who would have known? Plastic and cardboard is pretty awesome to collect. It sounds really stupid though. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.